Pardon. Uh, Thank you very much, Ariel, for organizing, along with Marilyne, and an extra thanks to Marilyne Bertoncini for the wonderful translations she's been doing of my poetry over many years now. So I will read a few poems, and the first is to my father. It's called What Was, which is one of his favorite expressions. My father, no, I begin again. My father, no longer cold in his coffin, but returning to dust, as the coffin too will do in time, like to say in old age, with a thinned out smile, what was. And it had a sweet ring when applied to a thing, the dishwasher done in finely, and a replacement on its way. An LP recording, now on download. An auto gone to rust, and money down on a shiny one. A nasty remark, finally forgotten. What was. An old bird fallen off its wing, the leaves of autumn, a tear that's dried, the body's waste flushed away as this music fades. A practice for the end, a practice for the end that does not come. The music does not stop. For every was in the long memory, there is an is, and the is trumps the was every time. And this is called The Old Dancer. He's called the magic mover in the theater, and he's billed that way always. Photographs show him not yet bent, but on the way, scratching his pate, trying to organize a new step for a new season. Meanwhile, or in between shows, he's busy enough, wall building, weaving, corresponding with old lovers whose flames burned and melted beside his quick step, his graceful inside turn. He can still sail in the music, ebullient, light of tread, and or sharp of accent, and nail the moment. But there have been rumors enough to blemish his name had the news caught on. Nowadays and nights, in this last lingering while, he's a 5-minute dancer at the Cool Spot Cafe, right in step, whatever the audience, twisting with the swirling skirts, almost equal to every measure, adequate to every swirl. It's the old dancer. And this is called Eventually. Eventually, the friendship will clarify or die. The wound heal or fester. The loose tooth tighten or fall out. The falsehood reveal itself, and the criminal be put in chains. Eventually, the traffic will untie, and the bumpers locked together will separate, and the cars will hum along the freeway, free in their release, all the way to Acapulco. Eventually, the seas will rise higher, the stars come closer, and a new species, as full of chance as our own, will rise up to build and knock down things for a very long minute. Eventually, We'll ship out, dressed like quality, and have a magic time in the coming months. And our world, impressed by the wake of our passage, will whisper within itself, why not tonight? And this next is called Tomorrow. Tomorrow. When that lovely word comes true, the shadow that fooled no one lifts, and we celebrate. The gold comes teeming. The morning stretch, the fresh mouth after the brush, for many, the first coffee or tea. And then adventure begins and proves the idea of tomorrow, grander even than luck or love or holidays with no end of money. Without tomorrow as idea or fact, no hook to hang anything, no pot to piss in, no pot, no gin. No kiss from mother, father, wife, or kids. The old friend who drops by, the new friend to embrace and discover her story. No taste on the tongue, no aftertaste to spit, no failed memory, but to become one. Banish the thought that blocks the rhythm. Advancing age supports this pretense of wisdom. And now I'll read a couple of poems written during this pandemic. This is called COVID Goes a Weeding, to weed the garden. First, I remove the elders, then the halt and the lame, then those in tents or huts, favelas, shanties, slums. I know my way around, and when the pruning's done, I'll vanish for a while, smile in my corner, and allow the players back into their games. But then I'll return to do my duty, to winnow the population, separate the mighty from the less so. There are still the young blades who can't imagine my blades, the brave teens, the toddlers in the pink. My clipping shears go snip, 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 blink. And this is called The Anxious Mother at age 105. In the midst of this raging contagion, we're worried about our son. He's 80 with health issues, a target for the microbes, and he flouts the rules. He refuses to self-quarantine. He refuses to wear a mask, and he sneaks into boarded up bars to invite strangers in for free booze and hugs. Even at our age, we worry. He was a rambunctious child, a troubled teen, a wild, intemperate youth, scattering his seed here and there into the outer counties. Well, he survived those years and came out okay, able to feed himself, and finally, in the middle of his life, a family. We watched his every stage, and we're watching still, from a distance, of course, isolated centurions. We zoom in to say, we love you, and remind him about life's fragility. Aging's not what it used to be. Thank you, Marilyne. Okay, one more from the COVID series called Plague. The population is alive, its enemies within and without, they threaten in. There's a bug going around taking names. Its preferences are unknown. I can easily sleep deeply twice a day and wake lively enough to endure the storm that has us all battened down and hiding. I can still touch the objects set on the table and move them carefully, even while the tables turn on our species. So privileged we were so long. I can rub the itch that's new and hopefully be rid of it before it spreads and baffles me further. What a joy to be free of it, personally and politically. I would celebrate deeply, but quietly. Merci. Thank you very much.